Hello, in this video I'm going to show my friend Ben how to play Age of Fantasy Regiments by one-page rules. Okay, let's go! Okay, so Ben's choosing to use his Hunter squad to activate first. So first things first is they get an activation token.
Okay, I've got one here.
Okay. And then what order are they going to receive?
I'm going to move them up to shoot these guys. So they're currently they're currently 15 inches away.
Yeah.
And their range is 12.
That's correct.
So I'll move them up.
And as you move, you can do a pivot of 90 degrees if you so wish.
But if I did that, then they wouldn't be able to see them. And
well,
shoot them.
you fire out your front arc. So as long as I'm still from your front arc, which is 90 degrees from your front, then you can still shoot me.
Oh, okay. So if I move,
you don't have to. It's just something you can do.
So if I move them to about there,
yeah,
then that is, and they're 10.5 inches away.
Okay.
Because if I moved them 90 like that, then they wouldn't.
Yeah, if you're facing the wrong way, if you're facing that farm.
Like poor farmer, he'd be getting a lot of bolts into the.
He would, yes.
Crossbow bolts.
Okay, so I think their weapon is attack 2 each, so that means you get 6 dice.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And we have. Do you want to go on to the action? We'll film it.
Yeah.
And your quality is 3+, so you're hitting on 3s.
So hitting on 3s. Let's go. They are all hits.
All hits. So that means I need to take these as saves. My defense is 5. So I think this might be unit destroyed. 1 survives, and that's 5 dead, which is the whole unit. So that unit is obliterated. Goodbye. Okay, yeah, that was a thing that happened.
Good job, fellas.
So now with that, it's over to my activation. My first activation, I'm going to activate this unit of light cavalry. They've got short bows. Because they're fast, they can move 9 inches. And they've got to do a move, so they can pivot first. They're going to pivot like so. Go forward a full 9 inches to there. Then they've got a range of 18 inches. So hopefully they're in range of, yep, just touching the base. So that means that they're in range. Do you want to show the unit's being targeted?
Yeah, so they are going to target. What are these guys called again?
Evocation Squad.
Evocation Squad.
So 5 dice, and I need 5 to hit. So not too good. However, they score 1 hit.
1 hit.
So your defense is 4, so you need a 4+ to save that.
Okay, let's give this a go.
That's cocked. What I
Nope, that's
nope,
a
that
1.
causes a wound.
Okay,
They've got tough 3, so they've got 3 wounds apiece. So that's not enough to kill 1. Okay, now it's on to Ben's activation. So for Ben's next activation, he's going to activate the Evocation Squad. So what are we going to do?
Well, this guy's a bit angry that he's just been hit, so he's going to rally his men to pivot first.
Yeah.
And then they're going to. Is it called a charge? Yes, it's called a charge.
I don't think they'll be in charge range, but they can.
Oh no, that's 12 inches.
12 inches, yes. But they can do the run to get closer.
Yeah. So is that called a rush?
A rush, sorry, yes, which is 12 inches.
Which is 12 inches. So they can rush to. Move that one up first.
So they're quite close now.
I'll move his friends up.
Yeah.
So that now means that they are also within 3 inches of that.
So now it's 1 apiece.
Yep. And then he has 1 wound. Just so I track
okay,
that one.
so it's over to me now for activation. I'm going to activate this unit of infantrymen with my wizard. They're going to do a rush order. So they're going to pivot 90 degrees like so. Well, that's not a full 90s, but you don't have to do the full 90s degree. I'm going to then rush forward and claim that objective. And then my wizard, who's there, she will cast a spell. Let's see now. You have to cast spells in your front. I don't think my fireball will be in range. It's got a 12-inch range. No, so my fireball sadly misses your order, Lord. Okay, so that's my activation done. So that's the end of the first round. Both myself and Ben have 2 objective markers, so it's currently a tie. Now, because I finished first activation, I will go first in the next turn. Okay, so let's do turn 2. Okay, so I get the first activation. I'm in a tricky situation. I could activate my light cavalry first to seize initiative against these guys here. However, doing so would leave my infantrymen open to attack from these quite nasty hunters. So this is the joy of the game with alternative activations. You have to think ahead of how you activate the units, because activating one unit could leave other units open to attack. I think I'm going to activate these boys first, and they're going to do a charge. So we'll have some melee here. So for melee, first thing you do is you can pivot 90 degrees. I don't need to in this case. So I'm going to pivot like that. Then I move forward, double their move, which is enough to get into contact. Because their movement is 9, that doubles to 18. However, they are only 6 inches away. So they charge in, and then they close the door. If I charged like this, what we would then do, we would then shuffle to maximise frontage. So I'd move like so. This is also done if the enemy unit is also at an angle, they would then move as well. So both units maximise their frontage of contact. So now, with the units engaged like this, these have got a special called impact. Each model will do a hit automatically on the unit. So Ben has to now take 5 automatic saves of his defense of 4+. This represents the crush of cavalry charging into the unit. So Ben, 5 saves.
Lovely. Do you have the dice tray there?
I do.
Lovely. All right, let's give this a go. So what do my guys save on?
Your defense is 4+.
4+, right.
Oh, that's not looking too good for the chaps. So that's 3. So that kills 1 because they've got 3 wounds apiece.
Okay. So
And then I do my actual attacks because that was just my impact from cavalry.
Oh.
This represents again the crush of the speed of the cavalry charging in. Be glad they haven't got lances because that's even more.
So this chap's out now.
But he stays here to remind me to work out the combat.
Yeah.
So I've got 5 guys, so I get 5 attacks. So 5 guys hitting on 5s. So they all miss. They whiff their attacks. And your attacks back, Ben. So they get 2 attacks apiece.
Yep.
So you get 4 attacks.
So I got 4 attacks.
And you're hitting on 3+. However, you've got poison on your weapons, which means if you score a 6, that causes 3 hits.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's hope for some 6s. 2 4s and 2 5s.
That's 4 hits. You have got no AP in your weapons, so it's my normal armor save of 5+. So I saved 1. So I lose 3 chaps. So and now we work at combat. So I caused 3 wounds. You caused 3 wounds. Neither has any ranks, so that is a drawn combat. So because this unit did not break or destroy that unit, I then bounce back an inch. And then we remove all the dead models. And that's my first activation done. So over to Ben. At this point, it's worth pointing out, because this unit's already done a combat, if they were to activate and charge in, they would require a 6 to hit. And they'd also be attacking a unit that is already activated, which cannot always be a good use of activations. So if Ben was to activate this unit, for example, he could target this unit over here, who's not activated yet. And then in a later turn, he could activate these to decimate this unit over here.
So this unit is now more than 3 inches from this objective token. Does that mean they still control it?
Yes, because at the end of the last round, they were only within 3 inches of that, so they control that. You can move off objectives that you control and still have them as long as the enemy unit's not within 3 inches. Is this unit within 3 inches of that objective? Do you want just a quick measure?
This one is 4 inches.
No, so they're not contesting that objective. If they were an inch closer, that would be contested because they were within 3 inches of it, and so would I. But as it is, you still control that objective. Does that make sense?
Lovely. Yeah.
Okay.
Right, so I think what I'm going to do, this unit that's here, my ranged
They're the Hunter Squad.
That's the one there, the Hunter Squad. I think they're going to move backwards. Now, when they move backwards, they move halves, like
That's correct, yeah.
3 inches instead of 6. Okay, so I think what I'll do is move them back 3 inches.
Cowardly, retreating after the death of the
Cowardly ran away.
cavalry. They just murdered them.
And then they're going to pivot. Do they pivot on any specific point?
It's around the middle. Around the middle point.
Okay.
Oh.
So they're going to face these over here.
My poor infantrymen. Look at them. They've got wooden shields. They're not prepared for this battle.
And then...
So they've got 12-inch range.
12-inch range. And the distance is... So it's to the front. Correct?
Yeah. Well, to any point, as long as it can make contact.
Yeah.
You measure
inches?
You measure from your front, and as long as it connects, that's fine.
Yeah. That's all grand. So that's within 12 inches?
Yep, that's fine. And they're 2 attacks apiece, hitting on 3s.
So there's 2, 4, 5, 6 dice.
We just move that bit closer.
Yeah.
To show the action.
So...
yes. Some misses would be nice. Okay, so this many saves on 5+. So the wooden shields managed to save 2 of them. So that's 4 dead. Okay, so to take from the back, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that is not enough to cause a morale check because you haven't killed half or more of the starting size of the squad. Unit rather, sorry. So that unit does not need to take a morale check. Okay, so my activation. I've got one activation to do, and that's going to be this unit of infantrymen with their wizard. Now, because you have 9 inches of me for your shooting, I know that I can charge you now because I've got 12-inch charge range. So that's what I'm going to do. So firstly, I get to pivot 90 degrees, like so. I'm going to do so I don't cover for that terrain. Then I go forward 12 inches, like so. And I connect, close the door, and then as I said before, I would then maximise frontage, like so. However, before we do the combat, I've got a wizard. Now wizards can cast spells at any point in their turn before you do the rolls of combat. So my wizard's going to do Wild Form on a 4+. Target friendly unit within 12 inches gets +1 to melee rolls next time it fights. So I'll target myself. So on a 4+, the spell is cast. I have failed. Now it's worth pointing out as well, if you had a wizard as well on the table, you could try to cancel out my spells.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But sadly, you didn't bring a wizard today.
No, I just bought big brutes.
Big brutes. So over to me. So now in melee, the front 2 ranks attack. So that would be 9 for the infantryman and 1 for the wizard. The wizard has the same melee score as the infantryman. The quality is 5+. So 10 dice, needing 5s to hit. So, they're quite vicious. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. So Ben needs to take now 4 armor saves.
Okay.
Of 4+. Oh, and that kills one.
Yeah, only one of them
saved. So one falls over. And then you get to tap back. Now, you haven't got that many weapons. You've only got 2 attacks because they have 1 attack each in combat.
Oh, okay.
They're more shooty squad.
Because they're more range rather than melee. Right, let's give this a go.
But he's on 3+, however. So, and they
1 or 2.
They whiffle their attacks. So for results for melee, so I've caused 3 wounds and I have 3 complete ranks. This is why you take big blocks of units because your ranks represents the press of the units pushing forward, bolstering them, which helps you win the combat. So this rank here is not complete because there's obviously models missing, whereas these 3 here are complete. So that gets me another 3, so that puts me on a total of 6. And sadly, Ben's on a result of 0. So Ben now needs to take a quality test, which is a morale test in this game, and the quality is 3+. So again, either 3 or more, and they're fine. If Ben had failed this, the unit would have been wavering, which is what I use this token for here. A wavering unit suffers a lot of penalties. I'll go for wavering in a minute. So wavering units can only hit on rolls of 6 in melee. They automatically fail morale test and may only pivot up to 90 degrees. And they can activate once, if they're not activated, to remove their wavering token, but that counts their activation. Also, while units are wavering, they cannot contest or hold objectives. Okay, so now it's the third turn, and I get the first activation. I've only got one unit left, which is my infantry and wizard. So what I'm going to do is, I'm in a tricky situation, because if I attack this unit here, I'm going to leave myself open in the flank to this unit here. If I target this unit here, if I don't kill him, I'm then going to leave myself open to this unit here, in my other flank. So it's a no-win situation for me. I'll put this down to show they're going to activate first. So with my wizard, I'm going to be... let me see. I think I'm just going to charge into this unit here, like so. Then my wizard is going to try to cast a spell. I think I'll try cast Fireball. It's on a 4+. No, obviously today my wizard isn't feeling too good. She don't know why I brought her. So that'll be, again, the front rank attacking, so that'll be 10 dice.
There you go.
Thank you. So hitting on 5s. So that scores me a mighty 2 hits. So 2 saves from doing that, 4+. And they bounce off their armour. And then you get attack back at hitting on 3s.
Okay, with 2 dice?
2 dice, because it's 1 attack each.
Yeah.
So 1 hit, so I get 1 save of 5+. Wooden shield. Wooden shield! No, so kills 1. So you caused 1 wound, I caused no wounds, but I have 3 ranks. So I've won by 2. Because you're on 1, I'm on 3. So you lose by 2, so you have to take a morale test. Again, on 3+. Your lads are fine. So then I bounce back an inch. And that's my activation done.
So, you've activated your unit and you only have 1. I have 3 units.
Yeah.
So there'll be 3 activations now. I think the first one is these guys are going to rush to that objective token.
That I had, which is going to be lost.
Yeah. So if I just borrow the tape measure, when you rush it's 12 inches.
That's correct.
Or up to 12.
Up to 12. You'd have to go
that's 10 inches. So they'll rush up onto that token.
Yeah.
And then that will
admire this lovely Romanesque ruin here. Go, that's quite nice. It would be me now, but I have no more units to activate, so over to Ben.
Okay,
now this unit have attacked, so they'll be hit on 6s. However, this chap here could get into my flank, which means that I won't be able to hit him back. And he's quite powerful. And he could actually shine now. He could do something.
Okay, so I've still got these 2 units to attack now. These are my ranged units. So if I move them back, your melee unit wouldn't hit them. Is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
Lovely.
Well, yes, it is lovely for you, yes.
Well, in that case, I think I'll be moving them back 3 inches because that's how much they can move backwards. So probably easier if I use the tape the other way around.
So you always measure from the front?
From the front.
Yeah. It's front to front measurements.
Yeah. So there's the 3.
And they just hop back and load their bows and then...
Hop back and then they're within 3 inches of...
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. That's quite convenient, isn't it?
It is, yes. You already had that objective, so it doesn't really matter. So that's 4 attacks because they get 2 attacks each.
Yeah.
What's also nice about this game is it's 1 die resolution, because in some games you have roll to hit and then roll to wound, and then your opponent will get an armor save, and then they may get like an invulnerable save or like a feel no pain save. In this, it's 1 roll to hit, done. 1 roll to wound. Sorry, not wound, but armor save.
Right, so let's roll for these chaps.
10 on 3s.
2, 4, 5, and 5.
So that's 3. 3 hits. So I need 3 saves there. 3 wooden shield saves. None. So 3 more dead. You want to take off 3 more?
Yeah. 1, Oh. These guys are good
Oh,
chaps.
just that's okay.
There we go.
Okay, so up to Ben's final activation for this round.
All right, so I'm going to activate this guy here.
Yeah.
So if he moves straight in, he's going to come up on this edge. Is that correct?
That's correct, on my flank. So, because you're on my flank, I cannot attack you back there because you only attack from your front. So, he gets 4 attacks, hitting on, I believe it's 2, or is it 3+? What's his quality? For the Order Lord.
The Order Lord is A4, AP1, Hero Tough 3.
The first.
3+.
3+, yeah. So his quality is 3+, so hitting on 3s.
Okay.
So 4 dice.
Lovely. 3, 4, 5, and 1.
So that's 3 hits. And it's AP1, did you say, yes?
Yes, that's right.
So reducing my armor by 1, so I'm saving on 6s now for these 3 dice, hopefully. Let's have a look. Nope.
And you've got 1 cock there.
Oh yes, 1 cocked. Hooray, 1 save.
One
so
save. And that actually is very beneficial for you.
yeah, so that's 2 more dead. So that means that I do not have to take a morale check because I'm not at half strength yet. Okay, and that is the end of turn 3. So I now have 1 objective here, whereas Ben has 1 there, 1 here, and 1 here as well. So Ben is winning by 3-1. Okay, so now it's on to the final round. I'm going to activate my one and only unit. This is turn 4, last one. So activate them. I'm going to do a charge on them. But before I do that, I'm going to try and cast another spell. Come on, she can do a spell now. I'm going to do protection on a 5+. Let's have a look. Oh, it's cocked again.
Yeah.
Yes, that's happened. So now the unit gets regeneration. This means that for every failed armor save I have, I get a save of 5+. So when you hit me, I roll my defense as normal. And for everyone that fails, I get to roll again. I need a 5+. So basically I get 2 saves now.
All right.
So the first thing, they're going to charge in. That's 10 attacks. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hitting on 5s.
That's a lot of hits.
They're after blood. That's 4. So 4 saves of your 4+ defense.
One.
So that's another 1 dead. So you get 1 attack back.
Okay.
You can just roll it here if you want, because it's only 1 die.
I like the dice tray. Oh, and it's cocked in the corner. Right. 4.
That's a hit. So I get defense of 5+, which I failed, but because of regeneration, I get to save again on 5+. So I've passed.
That's very handy, isn't it?
Yeah, so I've caused 3 wounds, and I've got 2 complete ranks, so it puts me on 5, and you sadly caused no wounds there. So you lose, and you take a morale test of 3+. Wavering, finally. So this unit is wavering. However, I have to bounce back an inch because I didn't destroy you. So, that's my turn done.
So can this guy do anything now?
All he can do is activate to remove his wavering token and then pivot 90 degrees. He can't even shoot. And as it is now, he's not controlling that objective marker because wavering units can hold objectives.
Okay. So if he used his action to remove the wavering, he would get control back of that?
That's correct, but then that would be his turn over.
Okay. So I think we'll start with this this chap who's left of his unit. So he's wavering.
Yeah.
For his activation, I'll remove the wavering status.
Yeah.
And he's within 3 inches of
the objective marker there. So.
Yeah. So he's going to be back to controlling that.
That's correct. You can also pivot 90 degrees if you wish.
I think he's good there.
Okay, yeah.
Next.
So you have either your Order Lord or your unit of Evocations over here.
So I think they're just going to stay there by the token.
Yeah. What you could do is you could activate, because I'm done for activations now. I can't activate in the game. You could just turn them around to make it look more dramatic as they're looking at that farmer.
Dun, 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 dun.
So that'd be their activation to turn around.
Yeah. Poor farmer, he's stuck in the middle of all of this. He's probably just cowering in his house.
Now over here, this would be a charge in my rear.
So it's about halfway. So would it go to this point?
You measure to the actual unit, so
yeah.
Ignore the movement tray. It's the unit you're focusing on.
Oh, okay. So yeah, which is closer to the back of him.
Yeah.
Right? So
he activates.
He activates.
If you want, you can put him actually on the tray into base contact, like so. Yeah, that way we know that he's for bounce. That yeah. Look how tall he is. He just towers over that guy.
I was about to say he hasn't even seen him.
He hasn't seen.
Right, so he's going to do a bit of smashy smash.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of smashy smash.
So that's 4 dice.
4 dice, yeah.
Okay, let's see how he does. So we get 2, 3, 3, 6.
Hitting on 3s.
Yep, so that's 3 hits.
So that'll be 3 saves for me. Lucky I've got regeneration still. So 3 saves on his AP1, so 6s. So all failed, but I do have my regeneration, which is a 5+ save now. So I saved one, so that's 2 dead. You bounce back an inch, because you didn't wipe me out. But now we do combat resolution. So you cause 2 wounds, and I've got 1 full rank. So I lose combat by 1. So that is a morale test for me of 5+. No, they failed. So that unit is now wavering. And because I activated, I can't take that wavering away. If you had another unit that could activate and get into combat with them to cause more wounds, I would fail automatically a wavering test and be routed.
Oh, very nice.
So, for example, if you had this unit over here, if they were able to get into combat with them and cause more wounds than I do to you, then that would mean I take another test for routing, fail that automatically, and be off the board.
Very nice.
So that's how you get rid of big units. Just make them fail their morale test. Okay, and that is the end of the game. So I have 1 objective marker over here, and Ben has all 3. So Ben's won the game.
Whoop whoop.
So that was Ben's first game of a miniature game ever, I do believe.
Yeah, I've never played a miniature game before. I really enjoyed it. I was definitely asking you quite a few times about the numbers and that, but in terms of the rule set, they seem very, it's just 1 page of rules.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy to get used to. I felt pretty confident playing it at the end, and of course your excellent teaching.
Oh, thank you.
Helped on that.
So yeah, that is 1-page rules. Age of Fantasy Regiments. This has been the basic rules set, which is available free online. Again, I'll put a link in the description below where you can download those rules for this game. If you've enjoyed this, please leave a comment below, and thank you for watching. See you later.